Okay, so today's song is All I Get Is When We're Together. And I think it sounds like Texas or one of them bands. But it don't have to be because you know I'm crap at names. But I know it. So let's see if I can find it. When we are together. So together as a team, as a couple, as a friendship, whatever it is, together. Something happens when we're together. Let's have a look. If you've noticed, I've been putting where the current chart, because I ain't got time to put the charts up, where the current chart, the bits that are mentioned by the cards or Astral DJ, just so you know where to look, sort of thing. This isn't panning out how it's supposed to pan out, but we're still in early days yet, aren't we? So, but I'm getting very busy and my time is limited and I don't want to be ignoring you lot because you saw me through the lockdown. I said, didn't I, when we come out of lockdown things would change, and it didn't really because, but now it seems to be getting a bit wild. But we'll see how it takes us. This is what life's about, innit? I won't forget you, and I will get time to get my laptop out and go through all your comments. So don't stop commenting because I love to see them, but I don't always get to read them. I will go through them, and then on my laptop I can get onto YouTube Studio and see what you've been saying that they've taken off, or sometimes the lens gets deleted. I don't know why. Here we go. Today's card is the Emperor, which is the father figure. If you've got a father in spirit especially, there could be a hidden message from him in this. It's about your self-esteem, your self-respect, so depending on whether you had an overbearing father or not, it could be a good thing. He's already out and he's in the upright, so that's good. So it is Aries of any gender, 4 or 31, door numbers, birthdays, etc. But it is someone who protects. Aries are very protective. They're moody little buggers, but they are very protective. And they bring you success. So let's see what this is all about. I received a bite on my leg yesterday and it's got huge, so that's not good. I'm going to have to get that sorted. Here we go, happiness. Maybe holidays on the beach. This is when you're at your happiest. Rainbows, all your cups are full. But keeping it there is the problem, because there is no 11 of cups. So it takes hard work to keep it there. 10 months. Somebody here is a prisoner of their own making. They're trapped by their own wealth. So they have everything they need, but something's missing. Trapped in an ivory tower. Feeling lonely in a room full of people half erased. What's required is peace, rest, a day off maybe at the beach. There's been unfaithfulness here, somebody's been drained, the cup is not full. So like I said, from there it can easily go to there. But our wishes and dreams will come true once we start facing our true North Node. So whatever your North Node is your true life purpose. This is Aquarius. This is Pandora. She left Herb in the box and didn't face the chaos. We, on the other hand, because the Canada Goose is there, which is a very good sign, will face the chaos head on. And when we do, there will be hope, healing and freedom. Any issues with the ankles and legs, will be healed, which is good to know after what I've just said. Love yourself first, not in an egotistical way, but in a self-respect way. Unconditional love. No commitment, but it's there. Impatience. Somebody is impatient for the ships to come in. We need that extra wand. The foundations that we talked of yesterday. And there he is. Success and protection. Kings, princes, father figures, bosses, government officials, the main man in your life. So, but above all, it's your self-esteem, your self-respect, and head injuries healed. So, if the hidden message is from your father in spirit who passed with aneurysm or a fall where he hit his head or something like that, then this could be a hidden message for you. The Emperor. A benefactor, somebody in a position of power that looks on you kindly. 19. Something is coming to light, the illumination, or something is coming to an end. One of the two, it's holidays, it's maybe your holidays coming to an end. There's hazy days of summer. 19 and the sun. Obstacles removed. Not walking away means you're trapped in the ivory tower. Staying in the misery, feeling alone. Because there is a fear here of Aquarius again, but this is the minor arcana, not the major. 17 is positive, but Aquarius here is negative of any gender. It could be a female doctor, priest or lawyer though, any or all of these, that makes bad decisions, misdiagnosis, or even a divorced or widowed woman. She's usually dark, but in this she's blonde, so maybe she bleaches her hair, that seeks revenge for something. Her heart has been broken. But we've got all the cards we need for this read. So there is a happiness that will return. But like I said, it's very hard to keep it there. The beach, holidays, rainbows. Finding your tribe, those people that think like you, speak like you, do like you. Equal reciprocity. What you give out is what you'll get back. You're no longer in that state. You found happiness with your tribe. Somebody here puts too great a value on material concerns. They're selling their soul to the devil. They're not on the right path at the minute, and they need to turn their back on everything they've ever known or believed to be true to follow it. Hospital doors, health issues, 9 and 27, so it could definitely be a misdiagnosis. Stomach issues, the intestines, the abdomen, not following your gut instincts, 9 or 27. Millie, Walter, grandparents. Being open to receiving. Spirit giving you fair winds, but you have to hoist your own sail. 4 months. So they can bring things into your stratosphere, but you've got to grab them with both hands. No sitting on the fence. Somebody here is sitting on the fence. They don't want or can't make a decision for at least 2 years. Wanting the cake and eating it, really, that's not good. Children may be involved. So, children all over this. Home and family, I'd like to say, but we've got no cancer in there, so somebody's maybe using the kids as a weapon. Yeah, the nightmare is over as soon as you choose to go out of that open cage, because that cage is open. You're no longer a bird in a gilded cage. you have a chance to fly if you want to. And somebody's already half out. They're out in the head. They just haven't made that physical transition, which is why we've got 5 of Pentacles again. At least the last 5 years being trapped in a situation where we feel lonely in a room full of people half erased. A great loss of money or your finances being halved is the reason. Yeah, and a drama queen, a demanding Leo energy. You've got Leo there, something coming to light that you maybe was in the dark about. Somebody who screams and screams and screams until they're sick if they don't get what they want. Violet again, Elizabeth, the flowers violets, William, Dennis, Waterman, Bonnie, Langford. A missed opportunity here because he was always working. An opportunity that you didn't take, that Spirit gave you. And now you're grieving the past, wishing that you'd taken that opportunity while you had the chance. Yeah, patience, all is not lost. But somebody here feels stuck in stormy waters, possibly travel across water that is delayed, computer bookings, something like that, 6 weeks. So Mercury, 3rd house of Gemini, so again Mercury, communications, and Capricorn, ambition. So your ambitions, your work life, communications, and Uranus, physical strength and speed, untamed potential, a time of great energy and health. Freedom is what's needed. Action, courage, strength, tenacity, understanding, and wisdom. Yours. And it's number 2. So we've got 2, 3, 4. Some ferocious masculine energy. Well, that is the king. That is the emperor. Ferocious masculine energy. The wild and fierce beast possessing horns. Again, Capricorn or Aries, or even Taurus. The formidable ranger of moorland. It fights with its horns. It is a beast of courage. The letter U or double O. It's the long extinct bull, so the oxen. So those born in the year of the ox as well. Hail or drizzle. Inclement weather. Hence the rainbow. Ancient and primordial. Masculine force of nature. The second half of a pair. The first being the cow. So Venus, Taurus. The most macho of the Viking gods was associated with this rune, Thor. So Thor, Thursday, and his hammer. Chaos, which we've got there with Aquarius and Pandora. The people of the north ascribe to this rune the subsidiary meaning of both hail and awe, adding credence to the attribution since Thor was the god of storms and the wielder of the deadly hammer. So someone may be injured in a storm, but it doesn't have to be a natural storm. It could be a storm in temper. So powerful energies are working against you. If you require added vitality, then yours is a good omen though. However, you must treat this power with respect and caution, because its wild nature may cause you to regret the fact that you chose to force it in the first place. After all, it is very easy to goad a bull into charging, but it is not a simple matter to stop it once the job is done. The Runge association with courage and great strength means that it is certain that you will overcome these obstacles that have been put in your path. Brute force will not be enough though. You're going to have to communicate. You're going to have to use your brain. Be clear about what you want, and then harness the power of Euras wisely. This rune is considered good for healing, giving strength to those who've been ill, hastening recovery. Euras may also indicate a rise in status, but first make sure that you're not biting off more than you can chew, or that what you earn will end up owning you. So it's okay wanting success and money and fun life, but then it becomes your prison. So third house is about the mind, about clarity, about communication. It's Gemini. So hands, arms, shoulders. It's school days. It's the colour yellow. Communications. Siblings. Short journeys. Learning, immediate environment, your neighbours and your manner of speech. The way you speak to people. It's how you express yourself. The third house also describes the concrete function of a person's intellectual process. If there is a strong emphasis on this house in your chart, acquiring a new skill will be a motivating factor throughout your life. Mercury is the third house of a person's chart, suggests a natural communicator. So some natural communicator here. But let's see, Chiron, no, we ain't got that. So natural communication that will bring you prosperity, hopefully, with Capricorn there. Let's see. Mercury in Capricorn. So a good communicator at work, possibly. Conventional communication, strong-minded, constructive, practical, controlled, calculating and sceptical. Mercury in Capricorn has a strong sense of how things ought to be. So that all depends on your upbringing, how things are meant to be. Oh, you can't get, can you? The number 5, which is in this deck the sheep, which is another form of Aries, the ram, and 31, which is 4 or 31, the Emperor. Well done, Spirit. So the sheep and the blackberry. So somebody may still have a blackberry fern. This is about devotion. And then we've got the yarrow, 31. We'll read the yarrow first. The yarrow, Venus, love, Mars, war. There's Venus, there's Mars. Achillea millifolia. As a herb of Venus, so again Taurus is strong. Yarrow has traditionally been used in love and beauty spells. You cannot cast a spell to make someone love you, because as soon as true love walks in, the spell will be broken. Growing by doorways and edges of paths, there's our doorway. It is said to promote fidelity in the home. There's an infidelity here though. And family, and is used in love charms, potions and incense. Medicinally, it is associated with battle, as in its Latin name refers to the warrior Achilles. So the heels, the ankles and the legs, issues there. It was still being used on the battlefield as recently as World War I. The association with the blood and the iron within the blood. So somebody may be deficient in iron or getting too much of it. The rulership to Mars, that makes it herb of protection and defensive magic. Like I said, Aries protects and defends, first and foremost, particularly against harmful magic and unwanted entities. So the dark witch there that's casting a spell and wants revenge. Likewise, being associated with the harvest near midsummer, 21st of June, otherwise known as summer solstice. It can attract helpful and playful fairies, beings, and is used in trances and dream magic, both of protection and spirit contact. Since it heals cut skin, it is considered a beauty aid in clearing and beautifying the complexion. In China, stalks of yarrow were traditionally used for divination by I Ching, so I may do an I Ching later on. A practice now spread across the world, though today people more commonly use coins. The essence of yarrow is one of boundaries and borders, and controlling the flow and passage of forces between, like a sentinel at the gates. So we have a lot of people crossing at the minute, landing on our beaches. While in herbalism, it closes the wounds of our last barrier, and the skin and flesh, sealing the wound. Energetically, it closes wounds we have in our energy body, even in our aura. When someone's words strike us and cause us harm, in ways we characterise as being cut to the quick and stabbed in the back. So someone's communication may do that to you. Or when even the most well-intentioned person is sharp, such communication can break our boundaries, and we will lose energy just as we lose blood with a physical wound. Yarrow seals the aura and strengthens our shield. If your aura is contracted, yarrow helps to find space, and if we are to lose and without clear boundaries, yarrow helps us to set our limits from an appropriate distance. Well done. So yarrow indicates that it is time to consider who and what you allow in your life. If you have tendency to close down and limit yourself, consider opening up, being open to receiving. To new people, situations, and even new spiritual allies. If you tend to be very open, perhaps you should pull back a bit and focus upon deepening the relationships you already have in your life. If you can help someone in need, someone who has been harmed, now is the time to offer aid, like Chiron offering yarrow to Achilles. So we need to look at Chiron and Achilles and how he heals. You are protected from harm, and you must be open to any and all possibilities. Do not reject this offer, whatever it is. Then we have the sheep, so don't be a sheep, don't be a follower, be a leader, because there's somebody out there been waiting for a leader like you. Hell, you might have wanted a leader like you. The sheep and the blackberry calls us to focus on our commitments, whether they be to a partner, a job, a creative practice, or a spiritual tradition. Sheep are innocent and vulnerable and must be watched over and guided. Blackberries are symbols of protection with their large brambling thorns. Their abundant fruit also symbolises prosperity, combining the energies of two gives us a direction. Honour our promises, allowing them to fruit and flourish. In what people or practice do you find wisdom and stability? Remember to care well for these sources of guidance and protection. How can you better care for your relationships, your spiritual practices, and your work relationships? So we have definitely got time for another one, so we'll have one of these. So we are protected, but there may be some health issues, especially with the ankles and heels. Achilles. I'm going to find out, see if I can find the story of Achilles for you. Again. Dusty boots. Thinks he's all that and a bag of chips. Squaddies. Desert rats. Survival. Somebody here wants to survive whatever's coming. So we've got the lion there, so it could be to do with this Leo. 19. When you stumble upon the desert prince, you receive a gift, but somebody's rejecting it. The plant life that exists in the desert environment is well defended and tough. It's succulent, even though it gets very little nurturing or water. In spite of external conditions, extraordinary life can form and thrive. Be tough, have courage, and dare to dream, no matter what the circumstances. It may seem to be a hard time, but not only will you survive, you will thrive. In spite of the conditions, you'll succeed. Dry spells are also true tests of your faith and courage. Expect nothing less than what is in your most precious dreams and watch the miracles manifest. So, I'll get the song wrote up and then we'll see about doing some I Ching. Thanks for listening. You take care. Love and light. Speak soon. Bye-bye.